I used a 35mm Nikon camera with both color and black and white film. I also used a Sony digital camera, and for my EVP or electronic voice phenomenon recordings, I used a handheld audio digital recorder. Throughout the course of my investigation, I used these items to document anything out of the ordinary. For protection, as always, a crucifix and some holy water. I used a piece of chalk to write the name Diabolos in Greek at various locations. Here inside the Croft house, I discovered a loose brick in the fireplace. I wrote the name Diabolos on that loose brick and put it back in its place. I had to do this in order to avoid having a caretaker erase anything I would write. It was my hope, by using the written Greek, as well as the spoken, to somehow draw out, or anger, or entice the ghost of Reznikoff in some way. Again, using the piece of chalk, I would write the name Diabolos at various locations. I did this mostly during the day and would return at night to carry out my experiment. From September 2009 to February 14, 2010, at various times throughout the day and night, I attempted to document any activity that may suggest that University College is haunted. The EVP, or electronic voice phenomenon, was negative. Photos taken using both a 35mm and digital camera produced nothing. Using details from Professor Loudon's book, Alcohol, Cigars, Greek, and the Halloween and Valentine's Day holidays failed to draw out any ghost. As for my observations, there was nothing, and there was nothing I could detect. No drop in temperature or sounds heard that could be regarded as unusual. More importantly, I did not see anything that could be regarded as a ghost. According to Professor Loudon, the stone owl set here in the wall of the Laidlaw Library at University College was recovered from the fire of 1890. Engraved on the back of this owl are the initials P and D. Professor Loudon believes that these initials belonged to Paul Diabolos, thereby trying to convince us that Diabolos was a real person. Also, according to Professor Loudon, Ivan Reznikoff's bones were said to have finally be laid to rest beneath this tree in the northeast section of the quad of University College. Here is a picture of the museum that once housed many specimens in the tower of University College. The more likely scenario is that following the Great Fire of February 14, 1890, the museum's skeleton specimens fell through the wooden floors that burned away. The skeletal remains did not belong to a murdered stonemason, but came from the museum in the tower. It was not uncommon for 19th century museums to house human skeletons in display cases. The museum in the tower was no different. Professor Loudon's book may have been nothing more than a story based on half-truths. If there ever were stonemasons known as Reznikoff and Diabolos who actually worked on the construction of University College remains unknown. What is certain is that University College appears to be an ordinary building with a rich history and tradition. Nothing was detected or documented that would otherwise demonstrate that University College is haunted. It is my opinion that the ghost of Reznikoff was the invention of Professor Loudon, whose play on spirits had more to do with alcohol rather than ghosts. Despite my investigation, year after year, people claim to have had strange experiences at the University College building. However, even Professor Loudon noted that following the burial of Reznikoff, there were no reports of any ghosts after 1890. What people are most likely experiencing are their imaginations based on the legend of Reznikoff and Diabolos.